To that diplomatic row between Kenya and Tanzania that erupted yet again after Dar es Salaam barred Kenyan flights from flying into the neighboring state. The current strain poking into existing wounds, some of them as recent as during the first months of COVID-19 in the East African region, when Tanzania barred Kenyan trucks from entering the country. The government has promised to resolve the current stalemate to open airspace between the two neighbors. Enoch Sikolia reports.
As international flights took back their space in the skies at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, all eyes were on flight KQ 482 that had been scheduled for departure for Dar es Salaam, Tanzania by 8 a.m. Even though the flight board indicated it was on time, Tanzania had declared that its skies were a no-fly zone for aircraft operated by Kenya Airways. The move brought forth by Kenya's failure to exempt from quarantine travelers from Tanzania flying into Nairobi, and with Dar es Salaam remaining firm, the flight was cancelled. A fresh diplomatic row over COVID-19 between the two neighboring countries taking shape.
Kenya has never banned flights from Tanzania. Kenya has never banned travelers from Tanzania. What we have done is to dictate certain health-related protocols of people arriving from various countries.
According to the government, Kenya's airspace is only open to countries with low numbers of confirmed COVID-19 positive cases or those whose numbers are sharply declining. The omission of Tanzania from a list of countries whose nationals will be exempted from quarantine angering Dar es Salaam. The John Pombe Magufuli government, in a classical retaliatory attack, issued a statement, and I quote, "The authority regrets to inform you that on a reciprocal basis, the Tanzanian government has decided to nullify its approval for Kenya Airways flights between Nairobi and Dar, Kilimanjaro, and Zanzibar, effective August 1st, 2020, until further notice." The latest standoff prompted a virtual meeting between transport ministers of Kenya and Tanzania to try and resolve the stalemate.
There was an issue with regard to flights from Tanzania.
Somebody is departing from a country where there's intense transmission, community transmission, to a point of arrival where there's less transmission. Of course, that poses a significant risk in terms of epidemiological transmission.
The strain between the two nations seemingly deepening days after President Uhuru Kenyatta, during an address to the nation on 27th of July, in a subtle way, called out certain administration which he did not name for not sharing information on their coronavirus situation.
I would rather we told each other the honest truth and arm our people with the capacity to fight a known enemy rather than one we pretend, or who we pretend does not exist.
The pandemic period has indeed been a testing time for Kenya and Tanzania. The two countries have from time to time been embroiled in a border dispute over COVID-19 testing. An interministerial meeting have had to be convened to ease the standoff. Tanzania had accused Kenya of being unfair to its truck drivers by subjecting them to what they termed as double test. And when Kenya closed her borders, Tanzania blocked Kenyan drivers from entering or passing through.
It is not a question of diplomatic likes or diplomatic dislikes. It's got nothing to do with the diplomatic relationships. What it has to do with is a health assessment and protecting Kenyans.
In a statement to newsrooms, the private sector arm of the East African Community, the Business Council, waded into the teeth, urging for speedy resolution to enable the region trade and movement of people, even as the pandemic numbers soars. Enoch Sikolia, Citizen TV.